In the late 90s, after the gigantic success of the Donkey Kong Country video game series, Nintendo decided to capitalize further on the franchise and place Donkey Kong and his friends in their very own TV show. The show aired on Fox Family and was one of the earliest television series to be entirely computer animated with motion capture. The show was only known for being a moderate success and only went on for 2 seasons and a total of 40 episodes. In late 1999, a VHS release titled Donkey Kong and the Legend of the Crystal Coconut hit store shelves. This appeared to be its own independent feature release based on the TV show. But before I go into further detail, let's just go ahead and see what this movie has to offer. So the story kicks off with Donkey Kong and Diddy up to their usual hijinks in Cranky's hut. They immediately introduce the Crystal Coconut and attempt to develop the story. And why do I say attempt? Well, just listen how Cranky explains the importance of the Crystal Coconut.
It all began with Captain Scurvy's great-great-great-grandpappy. He stole a coconut, brought it to the island, la la la. Scabby scum swindler that he was, etc., etc. He stashed it in the eye of Inca Dinka. Coconut popped out, blah blah blah. DK found it, yada yada yada. Deemed future ruler of Congo Bongo. The end.
And that's it. Did you guys catch that? Did you catch what he said? Did you hear why the Crystal Coconut was important? And that's pretty much the basic premise for the entire movie. The story is probably the least important thing. Seriously, that's all you get. They never again explain why the Crystal Coconut is so valuable. Does it have some sort of magical powers? Does it grant immortality? What does this thing actually do? Why is it so valuable? The only thing they ever reveal is that whoever holds the Crystal Coconut bears some sort of role of being ruler of Congo Bongo, and that's it. It's more or less just a point of symbolism. It doesn't actually grant any mystical powers or is magical in any form whatsoever. At least not in any way that they explain. This makes me think that this may be something that was already explained in the TV show, but for this being its own standalone film, that really shouldn't be required. So Donkey Kong himself, as ironic as it is, actually wants to know some of the secrets of the Crystal Coconut. He fears that as responsibility of him being future ruler of Congo Bongo, he should become more wise and know the secrets of the Crystal Coconut. He visits a mysterious idol that goes under the name of Inca Dinka Doo, as hilarious as that is. And this is another part of the film where they kind of fail to introduce a new character here. Again, this idol figure appears to be something important, but they kind of fail to convey why that is. And just like the Crystal Coconut, they never reveal any more information about this character throughout the film. Once again, I feel like this should be something that I should know what it is from watching the television series, but at least a small explanation I think would have sufficed enough. I should know what's going on. Inca Dinka, tell me everything. I guess at this point I should inform you that this movie definitely has its fair share of show tunes. The voice of Donkey Kong was done by Richard Yearwood, and he actually doesn't have too bad of a singing voice, honestly. Some of the other show tunes in this movie come off pretty bad, but I'm not too sure if that's just because it's coming off to be very Disney-like, which can certainly leave an awkward impression for a movie that's based on a video game.
I know all the secrets, so I won't need it anymore. Oh, it's so simple. Who you gonna give it to? Well...
So taught from the mysterious idol, Donkey Kong is told to basically give up the Crystal Coconut in order to receive all the secrets and all the wisdom that the mysterious idol has to offer. And this is the part of the film where it kind of forces itself to start its own story, because Donkey Kong, out of all people, decides to give the Crystal Coconut to the most bad and evil person in Congo Bongo, King K. Rool. Seriously, what the heck? Why would you give the Crystal Coconut to the most anti-hero that you can think of? It's especially a little odd that Donkey Kong gives away the Crystal Coconut when essentially it really wasn't even his to begin with. It was Cranky's belonging. Anyway, regardless, spoiler alert, this doesn't satisfy the idol anyway.
How did you get the coconut anyway?
So the movie continues on to introduce a new group of characters. A band of pirates led by their leader, Captain Scurvy, briefly explain their desire to reclaim the Crystal Coconut. And this is already when the show tunes start to head downhill.
When I was a young lad, my father said to me, Ireland and here and learn some pirate history.
Ahoy there, Krusty Krab! How can I help you? Pizza? Of course we have pizza!
But stealing it from Scurvy would be as dark as dour. I'll make you swab the deck and then I'll throw you in the brig. I swear I'll make you walk the plank to right the wrong you did.
So after General Clump tries to take credit for stealing the crystal coconut away from Donkey Kong, King K. Rool discovers that Donkey Kong handed it over to them intentionally. Having discovered this, King K. Rool thinks that it's some sort of trick and demands his minions return the crystal coconut back to Donkey Kong.
He's gonna kill me if I fail this time. Looks like I set things back a century.
So Donkey Kong finally realizes that handing over the crystal coconut to King K. Rool was most likely a mistake. Donkey Kong then swings and show tunes his way back to K. Rool's cave to reclaim the crystal coconut. This is of course not knowing that K. Rool already sent his minions to return the crystal coconut back to Donkey Kong. At the same time, K. Rool then discovers that getting the crystal coconut originally was not a trick and wants to reclaim the crystal coconut. At the same time, Captain Scurvy and his gang arrive.
Pity the landlubber, shark babe, what stops me? Yada, 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 yada. What was the next part?
After all parties have been informed that the crystal coconut is back in Cranky's hands, it becomes a mad dash back to Cranky's hut to reclaim the crystal coconut. Oh yeah, and for some reason while Cranky holds the crystal coconut, he has this weird ghost teleportation-like ability. That's never really explained, but I guess that's a thing.
Tell me about it.
And what are you waiting for? Diddy's all alone, standing guard.
Not that I want to get extremely picky with some of the details, but naturally my mind just poses a lot of questions when I see minor things like this. Like somehow K. Rool is able to communicate with his minions while they're out in a jungle via FaceTime or Skype or something. Like they're talking screen to screen on what appears to be some sort of computer. I don't know how General Slump is able to talk back. It's not like he's been carrying an iPad with him the whole time or something. Maybe he's using the Verizon network. Who knows? It just seems kind of ridiculous that somehow they're able to communicate through what appears to be magic. Nothing that's too big of a deal, but something I just wanted to point out.
That one. And those ones.
Things go on as Donkey Kong and his friends seek out to hide with the crystal coconut in Inca Dinka's temple.
That's a good one, matey. Me great-great-great-grandpappy, may he rot in hell, would be...
What the? Did he just say rot in hell?
He rot in hell, would he rot in hell, would...
This line of dialogue just comes out of the left field. It just seems so incredibly weird saying out of such a kid-friendly looking cartoon character. I mean, do I have to remind people that this movie is based on a TV show with a TV Y7 rating? That means this program was designed for children age 7 and above. Granted, I can't make too big of a deal of this. This wasn't the first cartoon series in the 90s to use the word hell pretty loosely, but it still came as a surprise as that was something that I really did not expect Captain Scurvy to say.
No, I heard you loud and clear.
So as you just saw, Donkey Kong threw the crystal coconut at Captain Scurvy, knocking one of his toothaches free onto the floor. Cranky takes advantage of this, and as for some reason stated in a pirate oath, Captain Scurvy now owes Donkey Kong a favor. And of course, in return for the favor, they ask for the crystal coconut back. Thrilling, I know. This is when the movie begins to come to its final resolution. But under strange timing, we're only roughly 20 minutes into this movie, which has a runtime of 88. Things continue to wrap up, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, Donkey Kong just starts narrating.
But the important thing was, they all ended up empty-handed. The crystal coconut was safe, or so we thought. It was sometime later while Diddy and I were monkeying around, playing secret agents, that mysterious things started to happen on the island.
Little warrior to big warrior, come in. Over.
I can hear you loud and clear, little buddy.
Whoa. Seriously, what calls for this? What is happening? What kind of transition is that? Things look like they were just coming to a conclusion. What is this? Well, I think it's time I finally disclose what I didn't mention in the beginning of this video. This isn't actually a standalone movie at all. Yes, I was lying, but that's the impression they gave everyone. This is actually, in fact, just 4 episodes from the TV show spliced together. This isn't a movie whatsoever, but that's how it was packaged and sold and advertised. This was Donkey Kong's first movie. A movie typically has one plot, one story, a problem that's introduced in the beginning of the story, and then usually resolved by the end. It's called a story arc. It happens almost in every story told, every movie you see. It's very typical and very common. But when you take 4 different written scripts that are ultimately 4 different stories and try to mesh them all together and blend it in this gigantic blender, re-edit it, splice it together with some narration in between episodes, and call this a movie, it just comes off extremely confusing and makes the film feel like it's taking forever to conclude. And I use the term story very lightly. And that's because, as you saw in the beginning of the video, it's not very important, and after the first 20 minutes, there's really nothing more in the film that involves the crystal coconut at all. They try to make it fit, it makes a reappearance here and there, but it's very minor, and it almost has nothing to do with the rest of the film. Every 20 minutes, there's a different issue introduced, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the crystal coconut. The first 20 minutes that we just saw was actually the 26th episode from the TV series. That episode itself was also called The Legend of the Crystal Coconut, which is the only episode in the film that has any relevance with the actual title of the movie. In fact, if I had the chance to rename this movie to what I thought it was most relative towards, I would have renamed it to Donkey Kong Country TV Marathon. 4 episodes spliced together. Whatever, just be honest. Be honest in your advertising. Don't try to trick your audience that this is some sort of new feature film. I rarely watch the TV show, so when I was a kid, I don't think I ever watched this, but I did once in a while watch a TV show. I can only imagine that after being a huge fan of the TV show and then discovering that this exists, get all excited, pop in the tape, and find out that it's only been some TV episodes that I've already seen? I would have been extremely disappointed. And on top of that, you know what's even worse? You know what's even worse than what they just did through all of this? The 4 episodes that they show aren't even in the order that they are on the TV show. They're out of order. How do I know this? Because 3/4 through the film, Donkey Kong loses his memory. Throughout the episode, Donkey Kong's friends try to recite memories they've had together, trying to help him recall who he is and have his memory restored. Diddy takes time to explain to Donkey Kong a flashback moment when Captain Scurvy captured Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong aboard his ship. The flashback goes on for about a total of a minute, and at the time watching it for the first time, I didn't think very much of it and just continued to watch the movie. Fast forward to there only being about 10 minutes left in the movie, and what do you know? Does this look familiar? This is what we just saw, right? This is the flashback. This is something that was supposed to be something that had already happened in the past. So tell me, movie, how is Donkey Kong supposed to have his memory restored by thinking back to something that hadn't even happened yet? Despite the fact that the 4 episodes are out of order, the producers and editors didn't even bother altering the footage. Didn't even try to make it fit, didn't try to explain it. That's just how it is, and we're supposed to accept it. They're just probably thinking, yeah, this is just a kid's movie. They're not going to notice anything like that. They're not going to recognize that something that was shown to them as a flashback was something that hadn't happened yet. They're not going to recognize this. No, kids are stupid. They don't know when they've seen something twice. Like, are you serious? I almost had to pause and go back to the moment where I saw the flashback thinking that, oh, well, maybe this was just something that looked similar, something that happened in the past that was similar. But no, this is a frame by frame, scene by scene. This is the exact same thing. I was so puzzled and so surprised that this actually happened. Like, are you serious? This is actually happening? Not only that, just to top it off, this is the ending to the movie. The movie was literally spoiling its own ending scene. I'm not even joking. This is the last 10 minutes of the movie. The movie was spoiling itself. I don't even know what else to say. I'm just going to leave you with this last ending sequence. This is how the movie ends.
Phew, some leisure cruise.
At least we saved the coconut.
Hey, buddies! Missed me?
Yikes, claptrap. You're not still hungry, are ya?
That first course was a little salty. I'm not in the mood for dessert.
Woo-wee.
Yet.